So we like have a ton of questions for you, but first, who very important. Who is your bias in BTS?
Okay, so I mean, I love Jungkook because he just because he does Euphoria and his voice is insane. But I do have a slight thing for Jimin, so Jimin, I would have to go with Jimin on that one. Yeah, that's my boy. I love Moon. Like, like I remember coming up with that in the studio with Swivel and being like, dude, we got it. That's it. I know they're gonna love this. Like we got one. We're good. We're gonna be on the next album.
But I heard Watt told me that it was your birthday a few days ago.
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
late, but belated happy birthday.
No, all good. Yeah, ringing in 25. Thank you guys.
We watched your music video.
Yeah, congratulations on Slave. It was awesome. Really,
Thank
really
you
awesome.
so much. Thank you for watching that. I appreciate it.
And also, aside from that, the BTS songs that you co-wrote, co-produced are literally among our favorite BTS songs. I mean, Euphoria, Love Myself, Magic Shop, Mikrokosmos. These are the songs that literally hit you straight in the heart.
It's true.
And change your perspective on things. It's amazing. And you've also worked on music for other K-pop groups like TXT, WayV, and OnlyOneOf. But what was the first song in K-pop that you actually co-wrote or co-produced?
That one was Euphoria. So that one was written a few years back now, before I had even moved out to LA, and that's pretty much what spiraled myself into the K-pop world. So yeah, Euphoria came first, and then came Magic Shop, Love Myself, I'm Fine, all that. Yeah, all the rest came shortly after that.
So was Euphoria also your first placement or credit as a producer or writer?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so amazing. For that to be the first one, and then for it to be that good, that successful.
That's amazing, really amazing. So
yeah, I mean, I couldn't ask for honestly a better story, to be honest.
It's beautiful. So what did it feel like for you when you first heard the finished product of Euphoria? What was your first reaction when you first heard it and you saw it first performed?
Oh my God, yeah. When I first heard Euphoria done by BTS, not just the demo with my voice on it, I was nearly in tears because I was like, oh my God,
wow.
This is a song that I worked on, that I co-wrote, that I co-produced, and it's come to life with these this beautiful voice, you know what I mean? It just, they did so much justice on it. I didn't really see it performed until probably I went to the actual concert. Me and Swivel went to the concert at the Staples Center. I don't know. They had all the little globes, and they I don't know. But do they have that at every concert when they have the little
the lights
army bombs, yeah.
Yeah, those were so cool. But yeah, no, seeing them perform that live was insane. I mean, seeing all these lights and everybody singing the song, it was so hard to hold back tears. I was I can't even believe this is happening right now.
So we have a ton of questions for you, but first, who
very
important. Who is your bias in BTS?
Okay, so I mean, I love Jungkook because he just because he does Euphoria and his voice is insane. But I do have a slight thing for Jimin. So Jimin, I would have to go with Jimin on that one. Yeah, that's my boy.
She was expecting you to say Jin because that's her bias.
Jungkook is my bias record. It's so hard.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I know, I feel you.
Okay. So you like Jimin. You also like Jungkook. Kind of your bias is Jimin. So who's your bias record?
I feel V.
Yes.
Would be. Yeah.
That's my bias.
You should watch a concert together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dude. He's just so cool. He's so cute. I love his hair.
Hey.
I don't know. He's super cute. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So After Euphoria, you continued your partnership with Big Hit Entertainment, and we know you wrote like Magic Shop, Love Yourself, Mikrokosmos. But what are like what's the complete list or like the others that you worked on?
Okay, so it started with Euphoria, and then Magic Shop, Love Maze, I'm Fine, Love Myself, Mikrokosmos, Moon, and Bulletproof The Eternal.
Wow,
So,
those are all amazing.
Amazing. All right.
They kind of, I feel like all those songs really set the tone for the albums. They're just really great.
that makes me so happy to hear, honestly. Thank you.
So you did work on Love Myself, Magic Shop, and Mikrokosmos. I mean, when I first heard Love Myself, I usually don't cry. Like, it's really hard to make me cry, but I swear I cried a little when I heard Love Myself.
Yeah.
So we like really want to know more of the stories like behind this song and what it was like to make these songs.
Okay, so Love Myself, I remember Swivel had sent over the track and from Big Hit, because so they'll send over tracks to him, and then this was back when I was still living in Michigan, so we were doing it like via Skype, or like I would send him like ideas, and then he would be like, hey, call me up and be like, hey, maybe you should change this, and blah, blah, blah. So he sent over the track. I went through and kind of did my own little thing, and at first I was like, I haven't got it yet, and then I went around again and did another try, and that's when I got like the I had reason, and that just like, because the track was labeled Love Myself, I was like, okay, well, they clearly like want it to be like about loving yourself, and I feel like what better way than to say like, you're showing me that I have reasons to love myself. I don't know, it just kind of came together, and I was honestly surprised when they used that lyric, because that's something that like I came up with it. I was like,
Wow.
this could be like hella cheesy, but like also at the same time, like when I heard it done by them, because like it being sung by me, like I'm like, okay, like that's like whatever. But then when I hear them sing it, I'm like, oh my God, like you're showing me that I have reasons I should love myself. Even though like I wrote that, it's like, you know what I mean? Like the way that it's done with them, like it just is so freaking powerful. Like I remember being at the concert, and that was like the last show that or the last song that they ended on when I went, and I was like, I don't even want to leave. Like we were trying to beat the traffic and everything, but like I was like, this is so beautiful. Like it's one of those songs, you know what I mean? Like the track, yeah, I don't know. That one came together really, really nicely. But that was a really, really fun song to work on. Super high too. I don't know how they.
Those high notes that they reach. So like
I know.
For like Love Myself, what's your favorite part that you worked on in the song specifically?
That one, that's the one that has the bridge that's like, da, 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 right?
The bridge. You worked on that specifically.
Yeah, so you know what's funny? So when me and Swivel first started working for Big Hit, we were doing like a lot of lyrics, but they had their own kind of concepts already like thought out, and they really wanted to like go for, because they have their storylines and everything, all about it. Like I don't have to tell you, but so we used to like write lyrics and whatever, but like every once in a while, like if we're trying to get it to them on a deadline, like I'll just go on the mic and na 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 na, like that was how we sent the song. Like, so I wrote the melody, didn't have any lyrics, and they just like fucking crushed it. Like, so that I really love that bridge, because it was just I remember being on Skype with Swivel, and he was like, I wasn't recording, like, so as a songwriter, like you should be having like your voice notes on like all the time. I suck at that. Okay. so we're on Skype, and he's like, yeah, so like what do you feel for this part? And I was like, maybe something like this. And he's like, did you record that? I was like, no. Shit. And he's like, what? You gotta start doing that. Like, and I was like, don't worry, I'll get it. And then I remember just like getting off Skype and doing that bridge and then sending it to him. And he was like, we're good. and then they used it, and I was like, hell yeah.
That's just amazing. So like many people are really curious about the process behind these BTS songs. So is it basically like they give you sort of an idea of what they envision, and then that's how you put your work into it?
Yeah, so like they'll come to us with like, oh, we want like a concept, like for example, for Magic Shop, they're like, hey, we have this song, we want you to include the words Magic Shop and Galaxy. So what I had to do was kind of figure out the melodies and whatever, and where I could place the word Magic Shop, which they did use it in the spot that I put it, and then like Galaxy, I don't remember if they put it in the same spot that I put it, but yeah, just finding where that is going to be like important in the song, because if that's going to be the title of the song, it's like that should be in the hook section or whatever. So they do have a little bit of like a guide, but for the most part we kind of just vibe it out as much as possible, and try and give them, you know, like a piece of us going along with it, you know.
That is so cool. So interesting.
So you mentioned So you mentioned that you always have your voice notes, right? But then the songs are like mainly in Korean. Like they have some English parts or anything. But have you ever written like the entire lyrics? Like, do you write them in English or do you write them in Korean? Does it get translated?
So yeah, well, because they're so like they have such a vision for everything that they do. So a lot of times, okay, so for example, like Love Myself, they used that one part because it was like, okay, that's very universal, that can be understood by so many people. But with Euphoria was a lot different. The song originally was called Time to Kill, and it wasn't even supposed to be like a K-pop thing. It just got pitched to multiple artists, and BTS is the one that were like, oh my God, we love this, like, let's take this. And so Time to Kill was actually not at all about like, you're the cause of my euphoria. It was like, we're young, in love, we've got time to kill, let's just hang out and have a good time, right? So they took the song and they had this vision of like, oh, euphoria. And I remember them coming back to us after we had already, like, the song was already finished, and they were like, is there any way you could add the word euphoria in it? And I tried, and I was like, it's just not working. So they ended up coming up with all the concept for Euphoria, and like Love Maze. I wrote lyrics, but they didn't end up using them. So it doesn't really get translated per se like that. They kind of just translate, you know, the melody, and they kind of make their own lyrics and for the whole vision of what BTS is going to do next, you know.
All right, cool. So you mentioned it was called Time to Kill first. We're so curious. Could you sing us a line? Just to hear what it sounds like originally.
Like the original was.
Okay. What's the second verse? Hold on. I'm lifted, looking at your body, girl, you're gifted. What the hell you waiting for? Just kiss me. I just want a taste of that rum on your tongue, so come closer. Want you all over me, yeah.
Standing ovation, like stand up a little. Wow, it could have been released like that too. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, no, I love the original version too. I wish I could put it out, but I don't want to get in trouble.
You should.
I don't want to get in trouble. I need Big Head. Those are my homies.
It seems like you guys have such awesome synergy, like based on the work alone on the songs. You can just hear the synergy there.
Yeah, it's great. I love being a part of it.
It's awesome. So you worked on Map of the Soul 7, which is their latest album. You said you worked on Moon, We Are Bulletproof The Eternal. What else is there?
It was just those two on the last album, but Moon was super. I love Moon. Like I remember writing like the pre-hook, like I remember coming up with that in the studio with Swivel and being like, dude, we got it. There's no way like this. Like this is it. I know they're gonna love this. Like we got one. We're good. We're gonna be on the next album. Like I was like so sure of it based on that like specific melody, and we got it, and I was really happy. And that's Jin's solo song too, and that one's doing really well right now too.
It became #1 in like 50 countries.
It did.
And it's like one of the best, best performing tracks on Map of
Yeah,
Soul
the B-side
7.
song, yeah.
Even NASA tweeted about Moon.
Yeah.
I
You know,
know.
you're a star when NASA knows of your work.
It's insane.
So congrats on that. And also, Moon is actually like a whole new sound for Jin. Like if you listen to his previous solos, he would mostly do like ballads, and he does ballads so well. And then he gave us Moon, and then it was beautiful. He can sing absolutely anything. So what are like more of the stories behind Moon, and what was it like working with BTS on this one?
So Moon, like I said, me and Swivel had, I think we did that one together in the studio. This was, prior to COVID. So we were actually doing in studio sessions, but I remember working on that with him, and we had I can't even remember what hook we had. Oh yeah, we had a really cool moment that was almost like a interesting like country ad lib, almost like a Miley Cyrus type melody in the hook that we did, but they didn't end up taking our hook, but they took the first verse and the pre-hook, and then is there a bridge in that song? I can't remember. I honestly don't remember if there's a bridge in that
We
song.
listen to Moon all the time. We're actually listening to it a while ago.
You won't believe it. We play it in our house every day. Kind of.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so and what was cool too, I don't know if they ended up using them, but Swivel had come to me. Well, he woke me up with a phone call and was like, "Hey, Big Hit is asking for like background vocals, but like in Korean." And I'm like, I don't know Korean, but okay. He's like, don't worry. Like they sent me like how you can like say it without having to like actually know what it means and everything. Like the pronunciation. So he sent me like an email of like how it's pronounced, and he did his backgrounds. So then I also got Jin's just his main vocal like soloed. And so what me and Swivel had to do was sing the backgrounds, harmonies and whatever in Korean, which was very hard.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm not joking you. I would start a line and like, what is it? One duck saying it. I don't even know like how it goes anymore, but it's like I would have to like record, pause, and like just get like little pieces because I couldn't do it all together because it's so unfamiliar to me.
Korean
I don't know.
is not easy, right?
That must have been crazy.
Beautiful.
Yeah, which it ended up sounding really cool, but I don't think they used it, which makes me sad.
But what's like your favorite part in the song itself?
Well, like I said, I really just love that pre-hook.
That part like instantly makes you happy. Like it can't not make you happy.
Yeah, no, it's great.
It's all good vibes.
And I realized you worked on the solos of both my biased Jin and my biased record Jungkook.
Just going full fangirl.
Full
mode.
fangirl. Right. And when Jungkook performed Euphoria at a concert, he literally flew.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you saw that, but
Yes, I have. It's insane.
Oh my god.
what do you imagine might happen when Jin performs Moon at a concert?
I just got chills. Thinking about it, like now I'm thinking about it, like, damn, yeah, what are they gonna do? Like, how are they gonna top that? Like
a large moon in the back.
yeah, I mean, or like going up on like a platform to a moon or something. I have no idea. Like, I don't know. The possibilities are endless for them. I mean, Jungkook was flying, so like, we'll see, man. Maybe Jin's like a little fucking superhero, like
Could be.
flying to the moon, and then on the moon it says NASA and it says thanks. Oh, that'd be insane.
Forward to it. And also, you recently uploaded a reaction video to We Are Bulletproof The Eternal, which is so cool, by the way. Such an interesting perspective.
Yeah.
You should do that all the time. And
Yeah, I want to definitely more. Yeah.
And I mean, this song is like extra special to the ARMY because it talks about like the journey they've been through over the past 7 years and their bond with BTS. So I mean, lots of people cried. I mean, I'm not sure if you saw it, like lots of people cried. So
My God.
all over the world when that was released.
So what was it like working on this really emotional song?
I remember Swivel calling me up and being like, "Hey, we got another BTS song, and it's like got that Euphoria, really feelsy like vibe, that very like melodic, happy yet like emotional vibe." And I was like, all right. So I listened to the track and I was like, "Oh, dude, yeah, we can crush this, no problem." And we actually had a really okay, first of all, whoever, I don't know who wrote the hook. I need to figure this out. But whoever wrote the hook on that is like, who are you? Because I just don't understand like that. It's so good. Writing our version of that song was really beautiful. Like that song just alone, the track just makes you feel a bunch of stuff. And like, so I think we had that was supposed to actually be part of the hook, I think. But also, yeah, that bridge section, that's the part that we got, that's the chunk that we got in that song. I think it turned out like really, really amazing. And
Yeah, the bridge part is like goosebumps. Like you can't
Yeah,
not get goosebumps listening to this song.
Absolutely.
yeah, that was the like, oh yeah, and our lyrics were not, because they're like, tell me why you're still walking with us and everything, which like when I saw the lyrics like that they chose to do for that, I was like, oh my God, you get like, you know what
Chill.
I mean? Yeah, like that's so sweet of them, like to like be like, why are you still walking with us? But thank you, you know what I mean? Like, cause me and Swivel's version was like, tell me why you've been hiding. Tell me why you've been hiding. Tell me why you've been hiding from love. Like it wasn't anything like they made that shit perfect.
It's just really cool to see that the team working behind them and with them is just like incredibly talented.
Yeah.
It really makes you figure out like why it works, right?
Yeah, it's like bringing
Yeah.
the best of the world together, for like one song.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's really they're very, very smart, and their in-house producers are incredible as well. Like, oof. Fireball. Sorry, my cat was like,
Your cat is named Fireball.
wait, yeah, can you see him?
Oh my God.
Oh
Hi,
my God! Hi! He's so cute.
Yeah. If I ever get a cat, I'm stealing that name. That's awesome.
That name, that is incredible.
Yeah, my roommate named him. I'm actually getting a kitten on Monday.
Oh my God.
I want him to be a part of this now.
Oh, hi!
How do you
He's
feel
like-
about Euphoria?
Oh, that's how he feels.
I love the way you feel about it.
Oh, oh my God. Oh, okay. You're
Why
too
are you
cute.
so cute? So you mentioned that when you first saw Euphoria performed at Chills and everything, but have you seen your other songs performed live too? Which one is your favorite?
They probably I'm Fine too, and they did I'm Fine on Jimmy Fallon, which it's a dream of mine to be on Jimmy Fallon. So for them to do that, I was like, are you kidding me?
Watch that.
yeah.
We watched that.
We saw that.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, I can't even believe that. Like it's so weird, like being a songwriter and like an artist and everything. Like part of my like desire to be like I don't really want to be famous. Like I just want people to like know my music, but like I just want to be on a talk show with Jimmy Fallon. Like
You should, right? Jimmy Fallon,
and also
please.
like yeah, like dude, let's even just do this like quarantine like interview. I don't even care. That would be so much fun because he's been doing that lately.
Yeah.
But also like, have you guys seen Hot Ones?
Have you
I don't think I've seen it yet.
No.
No.
What's that one about?
Oh my God, it's
Yeah.
so good. It's celebrities answering questions while eating like hot a variety of hot wings.
Okay.
So like as it gets spicier as you go. Yeah.
Oh gosh, I think I know that one.
It's
She should be on Jimmy
You
Fallon.
should.
I mean,
You guys
Yes.
would have so much
Yes.
fun together.
Oh my God, I know. and I would bring this guy. It would be a whole thing.
If you could, like, you've worked with the group as a whole, BTS, but if you could pick one member to like make a duet collaboration with, like, who would it be, and what's your like dream song to do with that person?
Well, so you know how there was a like a acoustic, like a stripped down version of Euphoria? So honestly, like, it would be a dream come true if me and Jungkook could do something in the future. Also, too, because he produces well. Yeah, like I think because our voices actually do go really well together, because we somehow do sound a little bit similar. Not, I mean, not. Don't get me wrong, I don't sound like Jungkook, but like there is like good quality. Yeah, so it's
and
like
you both have distinct voices, so like right. So if you put that together.
Yeah. No, yeah, because I wish everybody could hear the version that me and Swivel did with my voice on it, because it's honestly, it's really beautiful, and it like comes together really nicely.
You never know, one day like you tour with BTS or they tour with you, that's your song, you two sing it together. Epic.
I know, can you imagine? That would be insane. Like, and in front of that many people.
Yes.
The crowd would go like,
they love it,
and we'd be there, and we'd be like,
yes,
waving that army bomb.
So will I. I'll have one on too.
We should have a bomb for her too, then.
Yeah, a Candace
bomb.
That's amazing. I love the sound of that. That sounds great.
Right? Imagine it. Now, what we're also like really dying to know is, do you have any future collaborations with BTS or any K-pop groups?
As of right now, I mean, me and Swivel just wrapped up one the other day, I think for TXT, I want to say. I'm not sure if we got it 100%, but they did ask for the vocals, so that's a good sign. Whenever they ask for the vocal stems, that's a good sign. I'm not sure, but let's hope for more TXT.
So exciting!
Then,
yes, we're hoping. So your music is like becoming really big right now. You're such a talented writer. But what if you were to introduce yourself to someone who has never heard of your music yet, the ones you've written and the ones you've sung by yourself, and you have to introduce yourself via one song? What's the one song you'd pick to represent yourself?
Honestly, like, I feel okay. So the song isn't out yet, but I mean, it was on like a podcast exclusively recently. But I have a song that's coming out that I just did a music video for, and it's for my artist project, and it's called Trapped. And it's one of the deepest songs that I've ever written, and it's like, I mean, it's not the happiest song, but it also has like it's like dark, but it has a vibe to where you can still kind of like move your body to it, but it's also sad. So I feel like, yeah, like I'm a really emotional person. So I think to represent myself best for like who I am and like what I stand for and what I've gone through, I think Trapped would be the best way to introduce my music to somebody.
Wow. We're looking forward to hearing it.
We're already excited to hear it.
Yes, I can't wait.
So also, like, when you write songs or produce songs, what are your surroundings usually like, and where do you draw your inspiration from?
So I'm usually here, or I have like a little setup in my bedroom as well. But inspiration, I mean, sometimes it's just, humming melodies on the mic, and then whatever comes out of my brain at that moment, like, I'll just say. So like, like, I don't know, a lot of times I don't know why this is always something that I say. I'm like, I'm on your side or some shit like that. Like, that always is one of my words that I use in my like gibberish. But like, it's like little things like that I'll sing, and then I'm like, oh shit, I guess that's what the song's about, and then kind of build off of that. But then there are also times where I'm writing and I specifically want to write about a topic that I'm feeling at that moment. You know what I mean? So it comes from all over the place. But and can even happen like sending a text and being like, oh shit, that's actually like a pretty dope line for a song. Like,
Wow.
and then go and put that in my notes, or like wake up and have like a thought from a crazy dream or something. Like, yeah, all these things. Inspiration everywhere, you know?
Oh, that's the great thing about you. You're not just like a songwriter and producer, but you also have your own artist project. So tell us about the inspiration for Slave.
Okay, so slave is it's personifying, it's speaking to my like anxiety and depression. So it's like kind of feels like you're real and I'm your slave, you know, like I actually have a lot of anxiety when it comes to like phone calls and stuff. Skype is different, but like phone calls I get really weird about. I don't know why. And I think I was kind of pulling from that, and also just like I was going through a lot of depression like last year. And that song is just kind of like I don't want to like become a slave to my own crazy thoughts and head that I can't control, you know. And it was like kind of like I need to take my shit back, but also I'm kind of in this world right now where I just don't feel like I can get out of it quite as like quite the way that I wanted to. So slave is kind of just like, I mean, symbolism with the chains and everything. That's kind of how I felt when I was writing it. So that's the inspiration behind that. And like I said, the next song that's going to be coming out is kind of an extension of that. It's called Trapped. So it's about like being, well, it's actually based off of a movie kind of, but also my own emotions. So like missing being sad because you're actually feeling something for once and not being numb. So, and you're like familiar to the feeling of being sad, and it actually feels like something. So missing that side of you, but also being like, shit, you can't control my life, you know. I can't have you, which is also me. I feel like my music is gonna get a little bit twisted and confused with some people, but if you look into it enough, I think people will kind of realize there's a little bit of a deeper meaning to everything that I'm trying to say.
That's beautiful. I think Slave is such a powerful song.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Now, early this year, you went on tour with Armin van Buuren.
Yeah.
And like, what was your favorite stop on the tour?
So okay, well, I really loved, first of all, I loved doing the LA show because I got to have my friends come and see me perform because they have never seen me perform. And I really loved the last show as well in San Francisco, because that was like the biggest show that we had on the tour.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy. Like the amount of people in that room, like it's so funny because like you can always see like the first like 4 rows because it's like lit up.
Yeah.
But then past that, it's like you're looking at like a sea of people, and it's like little specks. But honestly, like seeing that many people, and also like not during my song specifically, but like watching Armin's set and then seeing people put up their phone lights, you know, for certain songs and whatever. It's like it lights up the entire stage. Like you don't even need lights. Like it's so crazy, and to have that many people in sync on that, like it's crazy. That was the most fun experience of my entire life. Like I want to go back.
Oh my gosh.
And your vocals on Runaway are like amazing. Like,
yeah.
So good.
Thank you.
I have listened to it so many times. I can't. Your voice is like so, I mean, like it's so distinct. It's like
It is.
You hear it like, oh, that's Candace.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's great. It's amazing.
Thank you. That makes me really happy. I'm glad you guys like the song.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to hearing your songs in the top 40 soon.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. Now that you've worked with Armin van Buuren, what are the other artists that you dream to work with?
I would love to do a collab with Illenium. He's the reason I started like really producing, like getting into EDM and stuff. So you can thank him for Euphoria, pretty much. And I just did a song with a couple guys that I just feel like would be really great for Kygo. and I think that he should feature me on it.
Yeah.
So hopefully maybe something like that. I also have like a dream, like not even necessarily like a collab, but like just to get in the room with one of my favorite singers. Do you guys know who JoJo is?
Yeah. Absolutely.
From years ago,
Yeah.
I would love to work with her and write with her and just kind of sit down. Honestly, just even have a drink and just talk about life. Like, would love to collaborate with her in that sense. And I did just work on a song with a girl who's also from Michigan, because I'm from Michigan. And we're gonna actually do a collab, and this is, I think, gonna be my first collaboration. Like, that's gonna be put out under my artist name as well. So that's gonna be exciting.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
So I mean, like in terms of like writing, producing, and singing, like you've achieved like so much. But like now, what is your dream project?
I mean, I think like end goal for me, like what I really, really, really want to do and why I came here in the first place, like songwriting kind of just happened, and I'm very grateful and lucky that it happened the way that it did. I mean, I don't think it gets luckier than having BTS be your first cut. Like
The sorcery.
Honestly, I feel like a little bit of an asshole, like having that be my first thing, but I mean, I'm not gonna take that for granted. Although the reason that that I'm here is because I do really want the artist project to take off. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to be like, I want to get my own Grammy. Like, I want to be going on tours and have that many people there specifically for me. As opposed to, like, going with Armin was amazing, but and they know my one song and whatever, but like to have that for an hour and a half or whatever, like of just me, like that would feel incredible. That's the ultimate dream. So.
It's gonna happen. It's
yeah,
like happening already.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna make that shit happen.
Like the power that snapback holds.
It's real.
It's real. Power of the snapback.
Yes. Oh yeah, and this is a Armin one too.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
cool.
the cover of this album.
Yeah, I got it on tour because I was like, my parents showed up to the show in Georgia, and my dad was like, "Why you're wearing like that? They sell Armin hats and whatever," and I was like, "You're right. I should probably get one and start rocking that instead of the one that I'm rocking now." So yeah, I've been rocking it ever since.
That was right. Dad was right.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Your music is it's so like otherworldly. Like, have you ever considered writing for like film or television?
I'm so glad that you brought that up. I literally just had like I was hanging out with a friend last night that he's in the realm of like he just did something for Red Bull, and he does like video game type music and stuff like that. I actually recently, within the past year, really, after watching, do you guys know the show Euphoria?
Yeah.
Have you guys watched it?
Have you watched it? I see a lot about it, but I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. But I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of the trailers and stuff.
Yeah, so the music in that show is incredible, and there's this producer Labyrinth that did all the music on the soundtrack. And honestly, after watching Euphoria, like that's when I started to get into like the really cinematic type vibe. And so I started actually making like movie type music. I'm just kind of trying to find like a home for it. I would love to though, like have somebody come, even just like an indie film or like a short film or even just like a trailer for something, and have somebody be like, hey, this is what we have. Can you like vibe it out and make something? And I would just be like, yep, I'm on it. I would love to do that. Or like do music for like Animal Planet or like National Geographic. Like, oof.
You know what? If
This
we're
is so
ever
insane.
so lucky one day, my sister and I have been writing a novel and a screenplay. So if we
Yeah.
ever get to turn that into a movie,
And if you could like write music for that, that would be magical.
absolutely.
Oh my God,
If we
I'm
ever get
in.
that opportunity.
Dude, I'm in. I'm in.
I
I
feel
would
like
love.
we are so going back to you.
Yes, please, please, please. I need to do this. I need to do this at least once.
At least if we have it recorded.
Yeah.
Said it.
You can't take it back.
All right, this is the contract right here.
So like for your own artist project, what can your fans look forward to?
Well, so like I said, video hopefully coming out either end of July, early August. And then after that, I'm going to be releasing another single, I believe. And I'm trying to figure out if I want to do an EP or if I want to just keep releasing singles. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out, but I'm going to be releasing music a lot, like more, like less spaced out, sorry. Because there was too much time that went from Slave till now. Part of the reason is COVID. We were supposed to do the video earlier, and it kind of got all messed up. But yeah, I just want people just keep sticking around. I'm just gonna try and keep doing things and keep my name out there so that y'all don't get too sad without me. Because I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I promise.
Yeah, you guys heard that. She's coming back.
She is. Now, before we let you go, do you have a message for the viewers / readers?
Sure. Yeah. Whoever is listening to this, or watching or reading, whatever you want to do in life, don't let anyone hold you back. Just do it. That's all I have to say. Like, go for what you want to do. Don't let anybody tell you that you shouldn't do what you want to do, and do it as best as you can. That's all that I have to say.
Wow, you heard everyone. Words of wisdom right there.
Words of wisdom.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It was so good talking to you. It was so fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much, and we're so excited to hear what's next for you.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of this, and thanks for chatting with me.
Yeah, stay safe during this pandemic and everything.
Yeah, stay safe.
You guys too. You guys
Your
too.
music.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere.
So thanks, and
Thank you.
Yeah. Have an awesome day, and bye to your cat too.
Oh yeah, he went missing. All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.
Right. Bye.
Bye.